With the deadline in the critical Iran nuclear talks fast approaching, Iran and six world powers continue to try to reach an agreement on a framework deal. The negotiations are aimed at laying the foundations for a settlement, curbing Iran's nuclear ambitions in exchange for the lifting of sanctions. The talks in the Swiss resort of Lausanne are the culmination of 18 months of diplomatic activity. But with the self-imposed deadline set for midnight Tuesday, there's still little evidence of a settlement being reached. For more on this, let's go now live to our correspondent Richard Bestic, who's been following the negotiations in Lausanne. Richard, has there been any progress today? What can you tell us about the mood there?
Well, Rachel, if developments over the last few hours are any indication, the omens aren't good. A number of the foreign ministers who arrived here in only the last 24 hours are now thought to be heading home to their capitals without an agreement on the table. A spokesperson for Russia's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, says he's returning to Moscow but will come back tomorrow, quote, if there's progress. It's thought the foreign ministers of Germany, France and Britain, Frank-Walter Steinmeier, Laurent Fabius and Philip Hammond, could also be considering returning home until there's a deal on the table to sign. It all suggests to me, Rachel, a conclusion is still a way off, and there's a real danger now for the first time that these talks could fail with all the high-risk consequences that flow from that. They only have, as you were saying, till midnight tomorrow, so the best we can hope is that they're going to the wire. Currently, US Secretary of State John Kerry is again in talks with Iran's Foreign Minister Jawad Zarif in the hotel behind me. But from where we're standing at the moment, it would appear the combined might of six of the world's most powerful diplomats has failed to shift the talks any nearer a conclusion, Rachel.
Well, Richard, it really sounds as though the talks are at a critical phase. What could be holding up an agreement?
Well, the reasons for the delays are many and mostly linked to the amounts of uranium Iran will be allowed to produce before the world community worries it's enough for fast-track production of nuclear weapons. Iran's concerned about how quickly international sanctions will be lifted, for how long there'll be UN inspections of their nuclear sites, and how much uranium they can stockpile. Much of the physics of nuclear production, a great deal more, is the politics of power in a dangerous region. And that, Rachel, is the background mood music here. The deal on the table is underwritten by the threat of force in a region already burning with several conflicts. The departure of any of these foreign ministers here has got to be, in my view, a worrying sign.